This is what most Filipinos hear and see every day. Jammed cars, frustrated commuters, and politicians bickering. A typical day in the life for most Filipinos, but not for the Lumad community. Here, the seeming quiet and peace are far from what the Lumads are experiencing as people.
Sa inyong tahanan, kami po ay nanggaling sa malayong lugar. Marami po sa amin, pilas lang ng militar. Maghapot, magdamag,
I'm at the University of the Philippines, Yenyela campus. Behind me is a mural showing the faces of the Lumad people. Just last year, this group of indigenous people sought sanctuary at this campus, which is more than 1,000 kilometers away from their home in Mindanao. Their call, the fundamental rights to education, land, self-determination, and justice. I'm Mandy Romero of Bughaw. Join me on this journey of reclaiming the Lumad identity.
at bubungan, banwat kaming awan, pigodan-udanan, pigabun-gabunan. Tampo dato hamindang, tagkas ato bagdang, hinang at upaan, dinito bubungan. Bubungan, banwat kaming awan, pigodan-udanan, pigabun-gabunan. Adoy!
Ako po si Yenyela Undayon, isa pong guro ng PMISDO Program of Mamanwa Integrated Services for Development. 17 po ako nag-graduate ng Alcadeb. Naging guro po ako ng Jong.
To many of the Lumad people, Yenyela is living the dream. She finished her schooling and is now serving the community as a teacher. The students in the Lumad alternative schools begin their day farming as part of their curriculum before going to their other equally important classes.
Alas 4, kailangan gumising ka na. Tsaka 5 hanggang 7 a.m. magpa-farming kami. 8 yung flag ceremony at tsaka doon na magsisimula yung 7 subjects namin na agriculture, math, science, Filipino, THA, values education at tsaka history po.
The simple life they aspire for is not easy to reach. The Lumad communities have been the subject of gross human rights violations due to interest in the rich and fertile lands which they live on. Due to their lack of access to basic social services, the communities took upon themselves to create their own ways of survival.
Bilang ekspresyon doon sa pagtugon sa pagdepend ng aming ancestral domain, ay naisip namin kasama ang mga leader sa komunidad, kasama ang tao sa komunidad, at lahat ng involved sa community, nagtayo kami ng aming schools. Meron kaming mga experience na sa simula talaga nagsusulat pa dyan sa dahon ng saging. Saka yung gawing chok ay yung uling. Kumbaga yan ang sa simula. Subalit ngayon dahil tumitingkad at saka dumadami, almost 200 plus na yan na paaralan namin ng mga Lumad.
Highly unreported by mainstream media, Lumad schools have been direct targets of state military and paramilitary groups, resulting to their closure and the halting of the education of thousands of Lumad youth.
Ang mga klase ng pag-atake ay ranging from military encampment in schools, threat, harassment, intimidation, vilification, red tagging, destruction of school property, divestment, yung pagnanakaw sa mga pasilidad, destruction, yung panununog, pagsisira, strafing, pamamaril, meron din tayong kasong torture, rape sa loob ng school, at yung pinaka-worst, yung killings, extrajudicial killings sa mga teachers, students, and mga parents ng mga Lumad.
In 2015, the Lianga massacre occurred, in which 3 Lumad leaders were brutally murdered. That was the beginning of the yearly travel of Lumad communities up to Metro Manila, the Lakbayan. in order to register their voices in the consciousness of the general Filipino audience.
May cases din tayo na forcible evacuation, around 15,000 cases of forcible evacuation sa 2 years ng Administrasyong Duterte. At ngayon nga, di ba, March, April ay graduation, moving up ceremony, pero around 53 schools po, out of 200 plus schools ang hindi nakapagtapos. At persahang ipinasara noong October, November, December hanggang January. May reported tayo na 9 extrajudicial killings related to the schools. Ang pinaka-recent ay yung former student natin sa Kapalong, Davao del Norte. Last month lang. Tapos yung killing of Lumad student in Talaingod last September 5, 2017.
There is a grave human rights crisis happening within this land of promise. It is crucial for all Filipinos to understand that the struggle of the Lumad people is the struggle of all Filipinos. Under the Duterte administration, a Lumad school is attacked every 2 days. There have been 284 cases of military attacks on schools and other school-related human rights violations. 26 schools used as military camps. 53 Lumad alternative schools forcibly closed or threatened for foreclosure. 12 Lumad alternative schools destroyed and divested. 2,237 students and 120 teachers red-tagged as members or supporters of the communist rebel groups. 29 cases of trumped-up charges and illegal arrest and detainment. But the general Filipino public does not hear about this. As mainstream Philippine news lacks sufficient reporting on the brutal struggles of thousands of Lumad people, Lumad youth have risen to lead the movement, bringing it all the way to Metro Manila. While the Lumad communities seek temporary shelter in the island of Luzon, as seen in their temporary communities, such as the Bakwit schools, they still face numerous challenges. Bri Lianyo, one of the organizers of the Lumad camps in Manila, recounts incidents of harassment faced by the Lumads.
May mga cases nga before na yung mga Lumad leaders, kinailangan pa silang i-house sa different place to preserve their security. Kasi ganun kalakas yung surveillance and intimidation ng ating government. Tapos may mga points din na kapag nagsasagawa sila ng mga mobilizations, tinatapatan talaga sila ng outright na fascism or ng dahas. To the point na 2 years ago, yung isang mobilization, merong mga Lumad na nasagasaan ng mobile ng police.
At present, the situation has become worse than ever due to the pronouncements of the Philippine President as well as the ongoing martial law in Mindanao.
Sabihin ko dyan sa mga Lumad ngayon, umalis kayo dyan. Bubombahan ko yan.
This is Gleezajoy, a third-year student at Alcadev. She is part of the group which recently traveled out of Mindanao, not just for her own safety, but in order to share her story.
Sa pagpunta po namin dito sa Manila, marami kaming nararanasan na minsan masaya, tapos minsan din may mga nararanasan kaming malungkot. Nandyan yung pagod, tapos gutom, pero tiniis po namin yung lahat dahil alam po namin kung saan patutungo yung mga ginagawa namin dito. Gusto lang po namin na iparinig sa lahat yung mga panawagan namin, tapos nagkampanya para sa pagdepensa sa aming mga paaralan at sa aming lupang ninuno.
Despite her young age, Gleezajoy has seen perhaps the worst of humanity in her own homeland. Still, she remains positive and faithful that her struggle will bring victory for her people.
Dapat tayong mga kabataan dito sa buong Pilipinas, tayo ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya palagi nating tatandaan na dapat tayo ay magkaisa para sa pagprotekta sa ating mga paaralan.
In the midst of the hustle and bustle of the metro, the Lumad people fight to make their voices heard by their fellow Filipinos in order to tell a tale that should not be as old as time. They keep their heads high and their resolve strong in tirelessly chasing after justice, which they are doubtless that they will grasp within their hands. Despite the complexity of the situation, Lumad people only wish for a simple and peaceful life, one in which the rights to their education, self-determination, and land are recognized and respected. There is great power in the youth who dream.
Maaari po bang makituloy?
Ang pangarap ko pong maging guro at babalik sa aming komunidad para magturo sa katulad kong kabataan at ibahagi yung aking mga kaalaman.
Gusto kong maging teacher para po makatulong sa mga bata at sa iba pang mga lugar na katulad rin naming mga kabataang lumad na nangangailangan rin ng paaralan at maging guro.
Walang minahan na siyang kumakamkam.
Ilayunin po talaga namin sa paaralan ng Alcadeb na magturo talaga, babalik sa komunidad at magturo sa kapwa mo lumad dahil marami pang nangangailangan ng edukasyon na hindi na ibinigay ng ating gobyerno. Kaya talagang pangarap ko talaga po ay maging teacher po sa aming komunidad.
Dreams are the blueprint to the future. And every time there's an attempt to destroy that future, the Lumad people rise up to build again and again towards reclaiming their identity. At hindi ba iyan ang ibig sabihin ng pagiging tunay na Pilipino?
Igpaw Mindanao, wagasan ng karahasan, pagmimili at pangangamka.